All right, let's jump into the next subject of the show. We have Pawn Stars. All right, I know there's a story about an Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, a purchase that you made from the Las Vegas pawn shop, the famous televised pawn shop.
This was back in 2013. I just happened to be in Vegas, and I guess they filmed an episode where they had a Spider-Man 1 and an AF-15 on it. Okay, I didn't know about it. I just went to check out because it's Pawn Stars. You're in Vegas. Let's go check it out. In 2013, reality TV was pretty darn hot. And I go out there, and sure enough, I asked them if they have any comics, and they have a Spidey 1 and an AF-15.
Do you think it was those particular comics from the show?
It was, because they came with a letter on the back that said it's on the show in this episode.
Okay, I didn't know that part. I've seen that episode. Didn't realize this is the same comic book that you got. So that's the book that you bought?
I mean, they've had, I think, a few AF-15s since. But this was back, like I said, in 2013 already, so it's been a while. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but they've had a few. But this was one, because that's what they told me, and it had some paperwork and documentation. And the price on the Spider-Man was it was nuts. Like,
how nuts?
Like, market may have been like $4K, and they wanted $8K.
Oh, double. Okay.
Yeah, and then the AF-15 at the time they wanted was like a great deal. So I don't know if they messed up on their pricing, because they looked a little confused when I was asking about the books, and somebody had to yell across the room, what do we got on this book? What do we have on this one? So the price was $5K on the AF-15. 2013, if you're thinking about it, that's where it was in AF-15. And this was probably, I think it was maybe a 4.0, 3.0 to 4.0 at the time. So it sounded like a pretty good deal. And instantly asked him, well, can you do any better? And right away he dropped it $1,000. Like, it went from 5K to 4K.
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll take it. So I'll come back here, and
they wanted it.
They wanted cash, so I had to go back, get some cash. And so I did that, and I came back. I got the AF-15, was on the show, sold it. I think I doubled plus my money on it. I mean, it was a good purchase, man. And I didn't expect it. I figured Pawn Stars are on TV. Everything's going to be overpriced. It's like a tourist trap. And I don't know if they just messed up their numbers, because that Spidey was crazy in the number 1.
So I wanted to highlight this today because although there are a number of different occasions that Pawn Stars has featured comic books in the past, they've gotten better. You have to imagine that over a decade with television and the increased amount of specialists that they feature on the show now, that those price mistakes maybe, or maybe undervaluing, probably happens a lot less and less. And I'm bringing this up today because we have a good friend in the comic book community, Steve from Torpedo Comics. This is their lead grader over there. He is going to be featured on the show.
Yeah, he's their comic guy now. Like, when I bought that book, it was like a guy who owned a toy store and did comics too, from what I remember watching on the show. And then like you said, they've changed. They brought in specialists. But Steve, man, he is going to turn it up.
Dude, he's about to pop on TV. It's going to be crazy. This guy, he's got more charisma than I can describe on camera. And his accent, people are going to love it across the country.
They absolutely will. And then his enthusiasm is going to translate, and you're going to feel it, because when he talks about comics, he knows, because he loves his books, and he'll go through his personal. He'll talk about pages on interior stories. He'll recall everything.
That dude bleeds ink, dude.
He really does.
He's awesome. It's the Super Nerd on Instagram. We're going to put the link to his Instagram in the description below, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of members in the community who watch Pawn Stars. I watch the show from time to time, and I know people are going to watch this show and they're going to go, oh my gosh, first off, Torpedo Comics, where they at? Shout out, John D. In Vegas, probably down the damn street. It's going to be convenient for him. And they're going to be like, Steve, heck yeah. And he's going to get so many people into comics. It's going to be crazy. I hope they don't edit him at all.
The show's not that long, man. He would talk the entire show.
Oh my gosh. I hope we get some
Steve.
Eternals in there.
Yeah,
Get that dude
seriously.
talking about Celestials.